So we're just going to start that slow, deep breath to bring ourselves fully present in this moment, to gather our energy back, to release the energy that we don't need, that we might have taken on today, and to help ourselves become fully present in the moment. So the majority of you know that the invocation this year is mindful awareness, and the importance of the mindful awareness and the paying attention also is directed towards our energy fields. So monthly, when I do the full moon calls, the big downloads of energy come through. We bring a group together to bring that energy in, those transmissions in, but also information comes in. And I take that information and meditate on it, channel with it, question it, learn about it. And that leads me to the types of things that I'm bringing up in the teachings or in the master's classes or in the Sunday call series, the empowerment series, whatever it is. And so the year of 2026 and the end of 2025, they spoke a lot about the fact that the energy of this year was about letting go, purifying, and evolving. So we are in a massive evolutionary state, which ultimately means that a lot of things are changing in your physical body and in your metaphysical bodies. So two things that were important in December, it was November, December, full moon channeling. Saint Germain and the Masters spoke to the fact that the heart chakra and the crown chakra were reversing and moving around. Earlier in the year, I think around October, full moon, there also had a point where the root chakra and the crown chakra were moving around. And so, we're used to thinking of our electromagnetic field, our chakra system, as kind of looking like this. So here you can see the crown chakra at the top, the purple, the third eye, the indigo, the blue, the throat, the green, the heart, the yellow, the solar plexus, the orange is in the belly, and the red is at the root. And so we kind of take energy and the energy of energy, we talk about it, we put it in books, we write about it, we put it in images. The thing is that everybody's electromagnetic field is different. It's peculiar to you, and everybody has an electromagnetic field. So yes, we have a physical body, and yes, we have these chakras in the body, with the seventh one outside of the body partially, and then as souls get more awakened, there's the eighth, the ninth, the chakras go up. But for now, we'll just concentrate with the energy field, which can be called the aura. It can be called just EM. It's an electromagnetic field that you have. It's an HEM, a human electromagnetic field that you have. The thing about it that is so interesting is, first of all, that field is receiving in through the crown chakras tremendous downloads of energies of higher frequencies than the earth has had in thousands and thousands of years. And those frequencies are mixing with your 3D bodies, your systems, your energy fields, your cells, and they're making a lot of changes. Okay, so that's there. Just keep that in mind as we speak. Now, as I've watched people's fields lately, I can see in their chakras what's going on. I can see areas where they're connecting to specific layers in the field. So this great big electromagnetic energy that you have is constantly interacting with other electromagnetic energy fields. So all life force, trees, cats, dogs, your puppy, your kitty, your crystals, they have plants in your house, they have electromagnetic fields as well. They don't have human electromagnetic fields, but they have plant ones or animal ones or mineral ones, and so on and so forth. So we're constantly dealing with these fields. And now, since we've gotten so into technology, screens, satellites, drones, all the things on the planet, the electrical things in your house, there's many, many of them. then you're also interacting with those fields, those EM fields, that can really be ruinous on the electromagnetic field in the body. So what was given to us at the beginning of the year, besides the, hey, you're going to go through letting go of stuff, bringing up old energies, releasing them further, breaking down energy systems in the outer world and in the inner world, and purifying. So after the breakdown comes the purification. In the case for me, I had a physical flu for quite a number of weeks that knocked me down physically, but put me in the perfect position that Spirit had talked about, which is try to be quiet from the December full moon, the December winter solstice, through the new year, the beginning of the new year, and the full moon that was on the 3rd, 4th of January 2026. And so I realized if I hadn't gotten knocked out and had that crazy flu, I would have been doing holiday things, traveling, visiting family. I would have been quite a lot more busy. Instead, I was really quiet and pulling in lots more energy and connecting within myself of some really deep things that I didn't realize were still in there in the process of clearing out, of purifying, so more energy can come in. Now, everyone on the planet is getting a blast of the new energy and the higher frequencies. They pour into this crown chakra, which connects you to the universal force. And as that energy has been coming in more and more, it's making changes in the 3rd dimension and in the 3rd dimensional bodies and in these subtle bodies that you have that exist within this electromagnetic field. So what they talked about for this month is, in the beginning of the year, is you really need to pay attention this year to your energy fields, to what you're taking in. Now, I think all of you have been involved to varying degrees in practices, whether it be a yoga practice to help your energy raise, whether it be meditative practice, whether it be chakra attunements, whether it be sound baths, all the different things that we are doing and we can be exposed to these days to help clear our fields, to help bring us back into center, to help us be able to be clear enough and sharp enough, awake and aware enough to see what's going on in our own field. And the next step with that, beyond seeing it and removing the things that might interact with your field that aren't growing corn, so to speak, or aren't helping you move into a more positive lifestyle, a more healthy lifestyle, a more healthy way of thinking, feeling, being. Okay, so that process is there, but before it gets there, it kind of scrubs up all the stuff that's settled to the bottom that we push away. It's a human tendency to move away from what's uncomfortable, to move away what we don't like, to move away from the hard things, the sad things. We try to cheer people up. We try to ignore things. We distract ourselves with, let's go to the movies, have a glass of wine. Let's not think about all the horrible things that are going on in the world. And what we learn is once we go into accepting and being able to not push things away, we start to notice what's out of whack within ourselves. So somebody mentioned something to me earlier today, like, we're at war, we're at war. And then there is that fear or that thought from, gee, our country could actually go to war any day now. But the realization that I had is the war is inside each individual in humanity. We've had, as long as humanity's been on this planet, we've had wars, fights, sticks, rocks, guns, swords, whatever, atom bombs. So we've just gotten increasingly accelerated in our ability to create havoc and war. And the war is not outside of us, it's ultimately inside. It's the reflection that we're seeing from the inside. So when we start to accept, we start to come into wholeness. The masculine and the feminine is in the process of coming into unity again. So the divine feminine energy is back on the planet. You've all heard a lot about that. And I was saying before, I think all of you have heard the power of positive thinking, The Game of Life and How to Pay It. These books started to come out really popularly when the New Age started in the late 70s and the 80s. There's a million more books now with all kinds of people writing them about energy, about auras, about the changes on the planet. It's all there. So we have a level of understanding about it. I think most people here have probably maybe done affirmations at one point or done mantras at one point. These are positive energy statements that we make that have an energy that we kind of put in our system to help combat the negative energy that's in there that we've been pushing away. So it's time to really face it, to clear it, to let go, to purify. So we'll just kind of start with our invocation this year. I'm going to teach you a breath that Saint Germain gave us, and then after that we can go into questions about what we might be doing. This is a prelude, sort of a prologue, a preview of a 5-week master's class will be starting in February. I think it's the first Wednesday in February, which will be right after the full moon, which happens to be the 1st of February. So I think we'll be starting the 3rd or the 4th. So taking a nice deep breath in, just shake out your arms and think of all those thoughts that we just had. Focus on your breath, straight spine, breathing in, pausing, noticing how you feel right now. Tired, happy, sad, distracted, whatever it might be, just notice, but focus on the breath. So you focus on breathing in, noticing, exhaling, noticing. And as you breathe, we start out with the pattern of surrounding your body in a container of light. So from your skin outward, you have your electromagnetic energy field below your feet, above your head, in front of your body, behind your body, to the right and the left of the body. And that field in all of you is something that's visible to a clairvoyant or people who have certain visions, and that field is yours. So all of you know it on some level. Being awake and aware and fully present in this moment is helpful for you in starting to just feel into your field, listen to your field. So many of you tell me that when you listen to your intuitive energy, which is speaking to you through that field, you know what to do. You know everything's going to be all right. You know, and yet you're fighting against the noise that's coming from the outer, that's coming from the energy that interacts with you, that in some cases wants to control you, and in some cases is just chaotic in there, and you don't have the ability yet to keep that container of light up, a force field around your energy field that only lets in what you decide is important for your soul growth, for your health. Breathing in, breathing out. Mindful awareness. Breathing in, I am present. Breathing out, I release the past. Breathing in, I am present. Breathing out, I let go of worrying about the future. I am awake, I am aware. I am fully present in this moment, practicing mindful awareness. We'll say it 2 more times. You can follow along with it if you know it, or just speak it after me so that you can speak it from your voice. Breathing in, I am present. Breathing out, I release the past. Breathing in, I am present. Breathing out, I let go of worrying about the future. I'm awake. I'm aware. I'm fully present in this moment, practicing mindful awareness. Breathing in, I am present. Breathing out, I release the past. Breathing in, I am present. Breathing out, I let go of worrying about the future. I'm awake. I'm aware. I'm fully present in this moment, practicing mindful awareness. So it's always important to say it at least 3 times when you make an affirmation or a statement, because it helps your mind calm down and it anchors that energy. There's energy to the word, I am. There's energy to the word, breathe. There's energy to the statement, I am fully awake and aware, present in this moment. So making those statements is helping strengthen your energy field. Now, the trick is, I'm going to be focusing on the 5 weeks together with you to help you get to know your energy field better and to look at where you're giving your energy away. Stuart Wilde, who was kind of a writer and a empowerment teacher, if you would, New Age guru back in the 70s and the 80s. He's no longer on the planet, but he wrote a large number of books. And while he wasn't always extremely spiritual, I did feel that he really understood energy. And he made a statement. He was one of the first people, one of the many people that was writing books at that time of how to manifest more money. You know, everybody trying to manifest money in their world and affirmations to bring money to you and so on. But his was called The Trick to Money is Having Some. And he used the term early on in the book, the only commodity there is energy. And it really thought about that a lot. You know, the dollar bills that we have, the $100 bills that we have, the $1,000 bills, the $50 bills, they're a piece of paper with a face on it, representing, symbolizing something. And what they're symbolizing is energy. And so he spoke about building your energy. One of the things that I have noticed is these fields are going through changes. So let's look at the field again. In the aura, there's layers. The layers, just like the chakra, the energy centers that distribute the prana and the energy into your field, they connect to your glandular systems, your nervous system, your organs. For example, heart chakra connects to the organ of the heart. The root chakra connects to the organ of like the gonads. So this is the 2 top chakras are the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. So different glandular systems, different organs in your body, they connect to these different energy centers. That's one of the reasons we do a chakra attunement 3 days a week for the past several years, to tune them up, to get you to recognize that these are something that you have along with your body, your thoughts, your mind, your hair, whatever, and that you can learn from these subtle bodies and you can work with their energy fields and you can bring them into balance and you can listen to them. I highly suggest that people meditate. You know, not only do your chakra attunement with the sounds, the energy, the visualizations, but meditate on listening to them later, having conversations with them. You'll learn a lot about what's going on, what you need, what's happening in your life. So we each have an amount of energy, like a light bulb, like we're 100-watt light bulbs. And if we're very angry and we're just focused on something, 20 of your watts can go into anger, into that vibration. If you're depressed, another 10 can go there. So basically, if you want to keep your energy up and flowing and beaming out into the world and creating a strong field, you want to recognize what might be bringing your energy down. The layers in the aura, I'm not going to get into the science of it. When I first learned about energy fields, it was back in the late 70s, 80s, and Caroline photography, one of the things that really just shocked me. It was amazing. It was in National Geographic, and it showed like a leaf plant being cut off and the ability to take a picture and still see the vibratory whole leaf there, even though the physical part was gone. And they did a lot of, and they were able to look at people's auras, and then were able to put people together and see what would happen in an aura when 2 energies came together. So the recognition, we're much more advanced and beyond that now. Science is giving a lot of credence to energy fields. We're understanding them more, especially since we have so much electromagnetic fields from technological stuff that's kind of affecting our energy. So we all have a bit of an awareness about it. This time is asking you to be aware of your own and then to change it, to support it, to strengthen it. So let's just like briefly, before we go into our breath, look at, there's a sports psychologist who he wrote a book of the power of full engagement. So that's fully present in the moment. It's different when I'm with somebody and I'm fully present in the moment than when I'm on my phone or I'm thinking about the next place I have to go. I can feel the difference when I'm with somebody and they're done with the conversation, or I can feel the difference if they were never fully present during the conversation. And most of you can too. Out of politeness, sometimes we don't acknowledge it. Sometimes we're just so scattered ourselves and off in our own places we don't even see it. So reading your energy, being fully present in the moment, that's the place you're going to get it from. So your physical body has a quantity of energy. My physical body has so much energy. I have to sleep, I have to eat, I have to drink water, I have to take herbs, I have to do things to replenish my energy because it gets worn out after a certain point. All of you know this. Your emotional body has a quality of energy. Think of being depressed or being bubbly or being scattered or being angry. That's the quality of your field. If there's a lot of anger there, like we talked about before, if there's, things have just been so bad in life and you get more shut down and angry, your energy gets more concentrated, hot, spiky, rolls off you, and what's it going to electromagnetically magnetize towards it? Think about that. And then your mental energy is actually the focus. So being able to take your energy and focus it with all these things going on and be aware of the other aspects, your physical, your mental, your emotional, that takes a little bit of practice and meditative practice or being alone with yourself. That's the importance of mindfulness and all those little tools that, are out there that we can use and we can pay attention to. And then the spiritual energy is the force. So strong spiritual people that I have been around. I remember going to Germany to see Mother Mira, a spiritual teacher. You could feel her energy field in the town before you even got to the place where she was. I've experienced that with the Dalai Lama, just recently being in Dharamsala in India, around him, feeling his field, and then meeting and touching his hand and his physical body and seeing his 92-year-old physical body is fading. The energy there is fading, but the power of his spiritual force is it's immense. It's like being in the middle of a starburst. The experience was really powerful and also helped me be able to articulate the difference in the different energy fields and how at the end of the day, that spiritual field that you have is the one that has the force that's going to go on into the next adventure, the next place, the next connection. And we are now in a time of life where we're bringing that force through more consciously and using it in this time and place. So what Saint Germain said is the heart chakra. And by the way, you can measure, scientists now measure the electromagnetic fields, and the organs all have fields. So the brain, the organ of the brain, and the organ of the heart. Which one's more powerful? Anybody? So the organ of the heart is 5,000 times more powerful than the brain's electromagnetic energy that it gives off. So I think about why Saint Germain gave us this breath. So the breath was, as we breathe in, you breathe into your heart. So you start to imagine that on the inward breath, you're drawing energy into the heart chakra, that it's coming out of the back of the heart chakra, moving the heart chakra up to the top of your head like a Ferris wheel. The crown chakra, as that comes up, the crown chakra on the outward breath is coming down in front of the heart. You're breathing in and pulling the crown through the heart up the back. And that, as you breathe out, is going to push the heart back down into the chest and out the back. Breathing in again is going to bring it up. And so you have a rhythm. I think it's helpful to visualize. So the crown chakra is 1,000 petals. It's considered its symbol, its energy vibration is 1,000 petals opening, white light, purple light, amethyst light. The heart chakra is green, and it's hard to see there, but it's a six-pointed star. It's the triangle that's pointing down to the earth and the triangle that's going up to the heavens. So it's the embodiment of the male-female energy coming together. That's as much as I'll say about that. I visualize, you can visualize, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. You can visualize your heart however you would. You know, mine is green, and I was visualizing it, a heart with rings at one point. So as you're breathing now, I want you just to breathe in and out, focus on your heart chakra, relax your shoulders, pull the breath and the energy into the chest. So you're visualizing this green energy, whatever it looks like to you, a heart, wings, the six-pointed star with the six lotus petals around it, whatever it looks like to you. And you're bringing that through, breathing into that heart and lifting that heart chakra out of the back of your body up to the crown, and then the crown, 1,000, a lotus with 1,000 petals. So a huge white light, purple lotus, whatever yours looks like to you, comes down the front. And on the next inward breath, you're pulling that through your heart cavity, coming out the back. Breath out, they're reversing. So it's like you have this Ferris wheel going, breathing into the chest, coming through the back, up the head, communing with the lotus coming down as the heart stays up there, and we'll experience that. So just open your palms in your lap or put them together in Anjali Mudra, so you can put them in Anjali Mudra in front of your heart, or you can open them in your lap and put your pointer finger and thumb together and just relax. Continue breathing. Breathing into the heart and drawing the energy in, green, open, spring, water, life force, chi force, up your spine to the top of the head, above the head about 6 inches, 7 inches. Feeling the crown moving down the front of your body, down the third eye, past the nose, the throat, entering into the heart chakra, breathing in, pulling that purple white light up the spinal cord, behind the neck, the throat, communing with the heart going down on the outward breath. So breathing in, movement, breathing in through the center of the chest, breathing out from the top of the crown. Breathing in through the center of the chest. Breathing out from the top of the crown. Breathing in through the center of the chest. Breathing out through the top of the crown. Continuing the breath, bringing in fresh, clean energy. Bring spirit into the heart and the heart into the spirit. Bring spirit into the intellect and the intellect into the heart. Breathing in and out. Opening the heart's knowing. Bringing the energy of the higher frequencies into the center of the chest. Breathing in. Breathing out. Heart. Spirit. Spirit. Heart. Drawing the energy in. Breathing in through the center of the chest, rich green healing energy moving up the spine, taking place at the crown of your head, the crown lotus coming down, purple white light passing the third eye, the nose, the throat, entering into the heart cavity. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And we'll gently tone as you continue to breathe and feel the rhythm of the movement. We'll gently tone Om together 7 times and then sit in silence, continuing to breathe, asking for the love, asking to be able to see love, asking to be able to embody spirit in the center of your heart, embody compassion in the intellect and the crown. Breathing in, breathing out. Om, 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 Om. Inviting all the energy you've given away to come back to you now, filling the lungs, filling the heart, filling the crown, filling the throat, staying with the rhythm, heart to crown, crown to heart, heart to crown, crown to heart. And in silence, just invite back any energy you've given away, energy you've given away to be liked, energy you've given away to be safe, energy you've given away to get attention, energy you've given away thinking you have to serve everyone. Invite all your energy back, increasing your vitality, your physical energy, increasing your emotional energy with a lightness of being, a soothing in the heart, increasing your mental energy with focus on your path, focus on what your heart truly desires, focus on bringing your intentions into the world. Breathing in and feeling the force growing within you. a luminous energy field around the body, breathing it in through the pores, through the heart, the crown, drawing it in your body, replenishing, renewing, breathing in, breathing out. Slowly let yourself come back. I'd recommend doing this with before a meditation for a longer time, periodically. This is a time that we'll have now available for questions. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand, put it in the chat. Raise your hand on the thing. Jess will monitor that for us. You there, Jess?
I am here, so if anyone has any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat, raise your hand, or bring your voice in the room.
Yeah. And I did want to say that the giving away of energy is a big piece. I think probably a lot of you here might be familiar with the Celestine prophecy that came out a while back, and in the second book, I think, or there's one book where the student is asking the teacher, why he felt so much energy towards this specific woman. He thought he was a soulmate or whatever. And they explained how she was looking for protection, so she was giving energy. We do this. We learn this as little children. We learn how to flirt. We learn how to be cute. We learn what draws attention from the adults to us and gives us a boost of energy. And so, that can start to connect to wanting things. We learn that we can get, a candy bar out of mom, or we can get a toy, or we can get a pat on the head. So, the minute the human is starting to interact with the 3D world, we're constantly interacting. Our field interacts with the environmental field, and that's the energy field around you. That also includes the earth. And by the way, the earth is going through massive shifts and changes herself in her energy field, which is why, those of you who know me, we connect to the new healed whole Mother Earth and not the current earth that's in the process of breaking down.
Melissa, can
Yeah,
I ask a question?
yes, please.
So one question that's come up is, does this happen? Does it look the same for everyone? So,
No, go ahead. Go ahead, you had a
so
detail.
yeah, so how does it look different, and how would it look different for us as we're watching other people?
Well, I think the first one we should all be watching is ourself. Spirit told me a long time, if you want to know what's going on or know about other people, then know yourself as thoroughly as you can, you know? And you start to find when you focus from that place, you're less interested in what other people are doing, if that makes sense. I don't know if that answers the question or not.
It does. It really does.
Mm.
And also, we have in the chat Michelle saying, giving energy to give, breathing into my heart and out my head, reverse the energy flow so powerfully.
Yeah, I'm noticing when I look at people's fields now, sometimes their chakras aren't aligned, but they're not necessarily out of alignment. They're over here, they're switching places in them. And I've noticed over the years, certain people that I've worked with, sometimes when they're getting a new chakra or an upgrade, it was like their chakra wouldn't be there. So depending on which chakra it is, it would have issues that connect to that chakra. If it was a second chakra, they might be nauseous and sick to their stomach. They might be really emotional. So those are the things that might connect to that chakra. So it's a language, but everyone knows that language. It's our real language. It's not English. It's not Spanish. It's not, Ethiopian. It's the language of energy. And all of us know the language of energy. So the more that we are connected to our own energy, spending time with it. So just like Michelle is saying, she felt a difference from the breathing. And, there you kind of get to maybe understand a little bit more about the giving and the taking of energy and how your energy diminishes. And it's obvious from the physical, we need to sleep and reboot our energy, and we don't always. We push.
S- So if someone were going to plan to join the 5-week class, which starts February 4th, what
Good for
might they
you.
expect to experience doing it?
Well, I don't know if everybody experienced tonight, and you can thumbs up if you did, a shift in your energy from the energy download. So we always have transmissions. Energy comes through. I'm joined by my guides and guardians when I'm doing this. And so you will experience a shift in your field. We will be going through different exercises that allow us to look at ourselves more clearly. And I also thought that I would offer like half-hour sessions for something like $99 if you wanted a specific reading of your energy field to actually add to it, you know? Um, because I've noticed, well, I think I've looked at yours, Jess, and yours, Charlene, this year, and yours, Jem, and I've noticed like things that we've been able to share that have helped you understand things that might be clearing out from the past or different, um, dances that we learned in the early part of our life. So we learned how to interact, use that example of children doing little, cute things to get attention and whatever. As children, we start to learn how, and we decide and we put into our field how we're going to be treated. Does that make sense? So, in this process of purification that we're in right now this year, we're releasing a lot of stuff from the past. So, if you grew up in a very emotional household where there was nobody paying attention to you, you've already embodied a belief system or a thought, because the thoughts, the feelings, I didn't make that probably clear, they all have energies to them. So if I'm thinking, oh, I'm never going to get ahead, even if I'm doing a million affirmations a day, if I don't isolate that and bring that forward and clear it out and realize where I've dampened my own energy. So there's not only giving it away to others, but we give it up and let it just sink, you know? Hope that makes sense.
Thank
Hmm.
you.
Okay. So are we good, or anybody have any more questions?
I just put into the chat the link to sign up for the class.
Oh, great. Thanks. That appreciate that. And I hope this was helpful for everyone. Certainly felt good to practice, came through on the full moon, that breath. And it took me a while to really get it consistent. And when I've been doing it consistently, wow, what a difference it makes. I would just like to ask everybody, could you feel it, that breath? Michelle, I know you could, but you just thumbs up in your chat, maybe. I don't know. But okay. So thanks for joining, and I'm happy to be with you all tonight, and I'll look forward to more. Bye.